Hello Cancer friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Cancer October 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month for Cancer the invitation, and I will go through the very important transits in your chart and let you know what the universe is inviting you to do with these placements. This is for you if Cancer is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Cancer placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Cancer friends, so birthdays like July 15th through the rest of the sign or 23 degree placements of Cancer through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Leo report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. So, a little backstory about what we are getting ourselves into here in October, the astrological weather. We still have a lot of intensity flowing into October from that very intense month of 2 eclipses in September. Trajectory shifts, new doors opening, old doors closing, some of these things non-negotiable events and situations. We have also come into a second month in a row of a lot of aspects, and a lot of them are nuisance aspects. So you will be seeing some road bumps throughout this month, but we also have a lot of sweet aspects, and I'll give you some dates for those as well later. But just kind of to know what we're getting into. We do still have some intensity, but most of the month is not in retrograde or shadow period. So we have that going for us. That tide starts to turn October 21st. Okay, all of that we'll get more into. The most important thing to note for that switch of the tides, as I like to call them, on October 21st is that the first 3 weeks of October are open for the big decisions that may have to be made from the invitations that come in. And then you'll start to feel like the murkiness, the kind of dive inward of Mercury retrograde towards the end of the month. All right, so let's go in order of some things. At the beginning of the month, we've got on October 6th, we've got a super moon in Aries. Okay, so this is joining some long-term fire planets, Neptune in Aries, Eris in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Ceres moving more quickly through Aries, and then the full moon in the days around October 6th is going to join this space. Now, full moons that are regular moons, we often will feel 2 to 3 days before or after. If you're sensitive, maybe you feel it a little longer. But the super moons are when the moon is closer to the Earth. It often will even look bigger, and its gravitational forces can often be more consciously felt as intense. All right, the tides will see differences sometimes in this. All of the waters of the world will notice this. And so you may feel this really in the first 10 or 11 days of the month. All right, this is a very big point in the month. And all of these short and long-term placements in Aries in your 10th house, okay, so the Cancer 10th house, are giving you a very big invitation. Definitely more than one, but I'm going to keep it simple here. And that is to step into greater visibility. All right, so Aries energy is courageous. 10th house is about leadership roles or recognition. And full moons bring things out. They can heal things. They can elucidate things. They can bubble them up and clear them. So this invitation is very much about releasing the fears of being seen and claiming your authority. And that is with individuals in your life. That is with your work. That is, in your place out in the world. The moon, is really asking you, what do you want to be known for? And taking the opportunities, the invitations to move along to claim that authority. Okay, so that's our first big invitation that's coming in at the beginning of the month, and it's corroborated by many different placements as part of a longer term process. So I'm going to jump into, because of this tie-in with the energy of Aries, autonomy, individual focus, your physical body, your physical health, how people see you. Let's go to the first house, which is ruled by Aries, and look at the invitation that comes in from Jupiter going through your sign of Cancer in the Cancer first house. Okay, so this first house movement is blessing self-image and vitality and how you project into the world. And so the invitation here, well, I'm going to give you several for this one actually, okay, is to first of all expand your presence. Okay, this is kind of corroborating the story of the 10th house, your place out in the world. This opportunity to step out more boldly and let other people see your gifts. It's a time of natural magnetism that runs from around June 2025 until almost July 2026. So this is long. And until November, it will be moving direct. That's why we're here already from June. Jupiter's already whipped through almost all of the Cancer sign. And then it will slow down and then roll backwards for about 4 months and then go back direct and push through the rest of the way. But during this time when it's still moving direct and a lot of the, the planetary energies are direct here, Mercury isn't in retrograde yet, it's giving you this invitation to grow your confidence, trust your instincts, nurture your self-belief, hold on to and amplify those wishes that you have for yourself, regardless of if other people have told you that they can't happen, or if other people have sabotaged you, or if you have sabotaged yourself. Okay, so this is a time where you can have some extra protection from Jupiter. Now, something to note, if you've gained weight during the time since Jupiter has been here, that does sometimes happen, but if you can switch that focus away from the weight itself and think about what is the psychology behind weight gain. Jupiter in this water sign, your water sign, can help you to get a lot of footing to healing the root cause of the weight gain or the yo-yo situation. All right, so I just wanted to mention that while I was thinking of it. So the invitations here are to embody this version of yourself that you know is in there, okay? Plant seeds for it, help it grow, water it every day. To embody abundance. There are going to be, abundance is so much more than just money. Abundance is extra of everything or enough of everything, overflowing of everything good that you would like to have. And there will be invitations for leadership, teaching, or guiding others, and for understanding your health and wellness in a new way and expanding your focus on it. So a nice way to summarize the invitation here is believe in yourself and the world will eventually believe in you too. And sometimes you have to be consistent with that story of that belief with yourself, of yourself. And eventually most people will catch on to it, and the ones that don't won't matter as much when you hold strong to it. Okay, so moving along, we've got the energy of Venus and transiting South Node moving through your third house. The South Node relates to the eclipse patterns. Those eclipses I said were happening in September. We're still feeling eclipse news, eclipse drama, eclipse opportunities, eclipse breakthroughs coming in as we get into October, because it still is eclipse season, but the energy will start to die down from the eclipses and move into a new normal. I'm not going to go a lot into the eclipses because I've covered them very thoroughly in the August and September reports, so you can find those on Spotify or on YouTube. Just look for Annie Botticelli August, Annie Botticelli September, and you'll be able to find those. But for now, what we need to know is that these storylines that started in 2024 that are still in process are coming up, and the South Node is telling us this story. And Venus joining the South Node here is offering these new invitations, which are to say yes to new ways of thinking, to say yes to publishing, writing, speaking, communicating. Venus can often be linked with money and love. So there may be important communication that has to occur with people that you love. There may be also important financial communications that need to occur. And with the stars still being pretty open here, this may be an important time to have that discussion about a raise or an advancement of some sort. And all of that 10th house energy, the supermoon, is also that. You may finally get recognized. You may finally get the opportunity for a lateral or some other increase or change in your position that is coveted. So all of this is happening. And the South Node is an invitation to clear up karma in the arena of communication. So if you have people that you communicate with or a way of communicating that does not serve you anymore, you have a great opportunity, an invitation at this time to clear that up. And it can bring more love and nurturance into your life. It can bring more money into your life. It can bring more harmony into your life. Another invitation that is brought here by this Virgo energy moving through your third house is an invitation to release overanalysis and perfectionism in your speech, in your writing, and to be very clear and simple with your expression of love and care. Now, something else that is nice is that Virgo is 60 degrees away from Cancer, which makes it a favorable angle. And so this is a nice, harmonious, movement. This is an invitation that's more gentle. This invitation in the 10th house with the supermoon is a little bit rougher, is a little bit more in your face, is a little bit, more of like a dramatic breakthrough. But this Venus movement, is just something more gentle, more easy, like something you can, say yes to, like someone inviting you to go do something fun that you really want to do. It's kind of like a no-brainer. Whereas the invitation that may come from your workspace or from your place out in the world might take a little bit more of you to have to go to the next level. Okay, so the next invitation is coming from soon to be Venus, right from the beginning, the Sun, Mercury, and in the days around October 21st, also the new moon, all in Libra, moving through your fourth house. Okay, so the invitation here is to create a harmony between your private and your public life, to strengthen your emotional foundations that will support outer success, and to rely on your friendships and connections with people, Libra, in order to make your home a more secure place for you, and also your emotional home also. Okay, so Cancer rules the fourth house. And having all of this energy in Libra is bringing the focus of partnership to your house. So wherever you can combine those things, working from home and consulting from there, having people help you with ideas of how to monetize your house or empty space, maybe just getting help around the house, whatever it is, relationships are going to factor in to the invitations that come into your fourth house. Okay, so the next invitations are going to come from, as the month progresses, the Sun, Mercury, Mars already there, Lilith all in Scorpio. The invitation is to go deeper into relationships. You're going through a discernment process where more superficial relationships or ones that are not who you are becoming may be traded, and in their place, you may invest more in the people that are investing in you. Okay, so the invitation there is to go deeper with people. Another invitation is to merge financial resources or in some way get support financially for a dream that you have, especially a creative dream. And this can also be something having to do with romance or children, because the fifth house has to do that. And so in general, the invitation that comes here has to do with taking bold steps in love, in creativity, channeling the intensity into art, performance, play, hobbies, and, really taking the time to just do things that are fun for you, basically. So the invitation here is how you can experience more childlike wonder. This fifth house ruling kids, it's not childish, it's childlike. Like how a kid may look at something for the first time that they've never seen and just be completely awestruck. The invitation here is for you to do more things that evoke that feeling within you. Okay, so I want to move on to talk about some more things having to do with this retrograde direct and the tides. I just have to address this quickly because it's very important to understand the astrological tides. August 26th through October 21st, we are free and clear from personal planet retrogrades. That's Venus, Mars, Mercury. And that means that when you try, okay, so my tidal analogy is you're on the shore when we're not in a retrograde cycle or the shadow period, the tides are going out. So until the 21st, it's time to put your boats out to sea. If you were trying to escape from the desert island, whatever, you put things out on the waves going out and they will travel further and wider than if the waves are coming in. I go to the beach a lot, so I have this kind of thing on my mind a lot, and it really works well to understand this energy. Okay, so as of the 21st, we're going to start to go into around 8-ish weeks of the tides starting to turn in. Now, when you try to put something out on ingoing tides, it comes right, it just bobs right back to you. So align your efforts with short-term things, experimental things, things that are low stakes. During the time October 21st and after until mid-December, and then you can have an easier time, less scheduling, write things in pencil instead of pen, tell people you're 70% sure you're going to be there, but you're not 100%, if you can leave flexibility like that. And it's also a time after around the 21st to get really, really present with what is in front of you. This is a good spiritual practice to begin with, but there is a reason also why the universe is set up in such a way that Mercury retrograde and its shadow period happens 6 months of the year. So half of our time we spend in Mercury retrograde, and people are like, oh, it's Mercury retrograde again. Well, that's purposeful in my mind. In a society that is getting ever more distracted, ever more thinking of the future, or being absorbed in things that are not, their immediate surroundings, we have an opportunity when Mercury's in retrograde to get very present, to kind of tame our long-term goals, to put some things on a shelf, maybe deal with things for the future that are more poignant right now as well, and to just kind of limit our scope to small ambitions, going with the flow, dealing with the squeaky wheels that come up in the form of appliances breaking down, relationships, communication breaking down, the dishwasher leaking, whatever it is. You'll see that before the 21st, there's this time to go grand, make the big decisions from the invitations that come in, deal with what came in from the eclipses, make your bold new things, start your new chapters. And then you kind of move into this time of, okay, doing the day-to-day thing, going, having blasts from the past, going backwards, inward, and being the earthworm. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go through some other invitations here. When we talk about outer planets, like Pluto, for instance, and like Jupiter we talked about, but particularly in Pluto's case, Pluto is a very slow-moving planet. So invitations that Pluto has for you are not going to be just this month. It's going to be for 20 years, okay? But since it is still present as part of your month, I want to talk about it. So Pluto moving through the sign of Aquarius, through Cancer's house of Scorpio, is an invitation to share power wisely, to use your power wisely, to empower yourself, to release control struggles in shared resources, and to step into empowered collaboration. Finding resourceful ways to have win-wins from merging your power with other people. This can be romantically, this can be business, this could be creative projects, but you likely have people who are willing to support you. And if you don't, you may seek these people out now. And if you do, you may find that investing in these people and investing in connections with these people and, sharing resources will amplify everything for both of you. Okay, so that's a big ongoing invitation from Pluto as it moves through there. Okay, so there are, of course, many, many, many other placements. I don't want to give you too much that it won't be usable. So suffice to say now, I just want to give you some information about those sweet flows that I alluded to before. So from October 8th through October 14th, we've got a flow of sweet aspects. And then again, from October 24th to October 30th. During these times, there are extra special sweet aspects that are concentrated in small chunks. All right, so just to give you a heads up that the nuisance energies will be kind of sprinkled throughout the month, like road bump here, this bump here, but there's a concentration of these sweet aspects. So you may feel it when you're paying attention. You may be able to use it if you're trying to use the energy consciously. And if you want to know more about those aspects, go to Annie Helps You, put your name and email address in, and then get my free VIP access. In the welcome letter, it will give you instructions on how to access that sweet and salty date October letter, as well as all of these other amazing resources. I do a lot for the public for free. Most of the work I do in the world is actually free. But those of you on the VIP list, I give you even more. So you can sign up for that. I only send out one monthly newsletter, an occasional promo. So I won't spam you, and your email address will not wind up with somebody else, because I don't like when that happens. When I sign up for someone's email address and all of a sudden I'm on someone else's. So you don't have to worry about that. So go to anniehelpsyou.com to get more information about the eclipses, the retrogrades, zodiac help tips, and the sweet and salty dates and what you can expect from them and the days to be most awareful and careful. If you love how I teach and you want to learn, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and see my astrology certification course. It's a very comprehensive system to help you learn astrology in a way that is far beyond what you can imagine, piecemealing things together, as many people studying astrology do. That it's a system that can give you a stronger foundation if you already know astrology, and it can help you convert your love of the stars to earning money or to helping your family, friends, and yourself. So I've been a successful astrologer as my work for decades, and I can teach you the principles behind doing that for yourself. So go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. We've also had a lot of outer planets. Well, actually, all the outer planets have changed signs in times of late. If you want to see what that means for your personalized chart, go to my personalized report for the outer planets at anniebclarity.com. Annie, the letter B, clarity.com. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.